All right, boys, welcome in. We are live. Take it to the bank, COTA. As always, I'm Keg. Got my guy Coop with me. What's going on, Coop?
Not much, man. A little tired.
You a little tired?
Probably seen me yawn a couple times throughout the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, doing fine.
I'm a little tired myself, Coop. I got up at 8 o'clock this morning. How about that?
Impressive.
How about that? 3
You
hours
gonna
of sleep.
start doing that on a daily basis, 10 o'clock?
My goal is going to be 10 o'clock, yeah. Every day by 10 o'clock is going to be my goal. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So last week we were at Bristol. What a shit show. We got fucking waxed. It was not good. But yeah, the big story there was we weren't sure if tires were going to matter. They mattered, Coop. They mattered a lot because they fucking fell apart in 40 laps. There were literally catastrophic errors after 40 laps. Listen, is tire wear a good thing? Yeah, because it gives us an edge. Clearly, there's an edge when you're on the right guys. So I'm all for tire wear. That wasn't tire wear. That was excessive. They have to find a happy medium between what we saw last week and what we've seen on these short tracks. But what were your thoughts? You know, when you look at the race after everything is said and done, the guys that are phenomenal at tire wear ended up winning the race. So, like, I guess you can say that it was predictable because Denny won, Marty was second, and I think Keselowski was third. All three of them are phenomenal at managing tires, but it didn't feel predictable because at one point in that race, everybody was okay and on the same tires, and then Denny Hamlin and Marty had a 7-second lead in like 10 laps out of nowhere, and it was all over but the crying. So we identified great numbers live. We got on Gibbs at 17. We got on Keselowski at almost 20. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it done. The number was short on Denny all day long. But what were your thoughts on the tires and the weekend at Bristol at large?
Yeah, I agree with you. They got to find a happy medium because, it was excessive, is how you put it. But, it's like I told you, like, we should have done better from the very beginning because, it was identified as tire wear. And, like, we should have bet Marty. We should have bet Denny.
But at that point, what were we going to do? We were going to take him at 3 or 4 to 1 because that's what they were.
But I mean, I think if we would have had in our mindset that that's what we needed to do at the very beginning of the race, or not at the very beginning, but after stage one, we would have been able to find a somewhat decent number on both of them.
So it feels like you and I are kind of like stuck in the mud to start the year, but that's really not the case when you look at all the winners that we've hit. Like I sent you that list: 35 to 1, 20 to 1, 11 to 1, 10 to 1, 9, 8, 7, 650, and 450. But it doesn't feel like that for like we won the first 9 races of the year last year. We hit the outright winner and we got off to a great start and never looked back. This year it doesn't exactly feel like that, but we're still on the right side. So I don't feel that bad about how the year has started so far. But I think the one thing that you and I can improve on is through the first 6 weeks of the year, I don't think that our pre-race looks are as accurate as we were last year. I feel like we were more locked in on who was going to be fast. This year, we've been scrambling during these races because the guys that were on they're not there. So I think that's the one thing that we can improve on. But all in all, I'm happy with the start we've had so far. I can't complain.
I think my other takeaway from that race is amongst the drivers that are 30 years and younger.
Yeah.
John Hunter Nemechek is in a league of his own when it comes to managing tires.
Yeah, you had a great call to take him at 100-1, and at one point he was running fourth, and he was the fourth Toyota. Like you couldn't catch a break. You had a guy at 100-1 to be top Toyota running fourth in the race, and you were dead. You never had a shot.
Yeah, but I mean, kudos to the kid, man. I mean, he was up there in the top 10 the majority of the race, and like you said, he ventured into the top 5 a couple times. But I mean, when you look at the drivers that are 30 and younger, like nobody was even close. Not even Chris Bell.
So, just to put a bow on last week, who disappointed you? Who ran better than you thought they would?
Well, obviously, I think John Hunter would be the better than what we thought.
Sure.
All right. Who disappointed? Chase Elliott.
Yeah, we were on him we thought he might have some. Oh, Ryan Blaney. Right?
Yeah.
We thought that he was never going to look back.
Well, yeah, but when it became a tire issue, man, or tire wear, I mean, you can just eliminate Blaney from the picture right there.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Once he fell through the field, we knew that he was never, ever, ever going to see the lead again. Not even with that pit stall. All right.
Like, again, like it's hard to imagine that like they couldn't have figured this out in practice. Like I know that the one group had the marbles on there, which made the track slick, but like during the practice piece, like there was no mention whatsoever of the tires, potentially having issues from, the wear piece. It was just a slipping and sliding, and the track being, hard to manage because of the marbles that were, put up there after the Ty Gibbs incident.
Yeah. So now we turn our attention to the first road course of the year. We're at Circuit of the Americas in Austin. We're at COTA. What are your thoughts from a manufacturer standpoint? I know that you and I are strong on one manufacturer, and we think a couple cars from another manufacturer can hang. But where are you at? Like, all week I've been worried about Chevy. You haven't really been that worried about them. Where are you at?
Yeah, I mean, from a manufacturer standpoint, I mean, I think from Toyota, there's 2 really strong guys who could potentially win. And then, probably 2 more that could win, the pieces fall right for them. From Ford, I think it's really just Buescher and McDowell. And then Chevy, obviously you got Hendrick, and then you got Chastain, you got Suarez, possibly Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch. All strong cars. You got to throw Dinger in there, although I don't expect much out of Dinger. But my concern with Chevy is they were slow at Phoenix, and are they going to have enough top line speed to compete with these Toyotas?
Right.
I said it. At the beginning of the year, Daytona, Ford, they got a new package and everything. Toyota, they got a new package and everything. And I know it's not going to come out and kick butt. It's going to take them some time to adjust. And I say the same thing here with Chevy. They're going to need some time to adjust because of the changes in this short track package that they're running. Now, it being a road course, the driver does mean a lot more than what it would be like on an oval. So that could help them potentially. But again, I just worry about the speed. Like, how much speed are they going to have to overcome? if it's a lot, I don't think it matters much with the driver. But if it's not as much as maybe what, they lacked at Phoenix, then, the driver could help propel them, to a win top five.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I like from a manufacturer standpoint, I agree with you. Toyota, Tyler Reddick has been the class of the field since Elliott has kind of slowed down a little bit on these road courses. And obviously, we like the kid this week. And then I'm with you on McDowell. Tyrone, yeah, it's Tyrone. We like Tyrone this week. And then I'm with you, obviously, on McDowell and Busher. What worries me about Chevy is, number one, Ross Chastain is excellent here. He's got 3 top 5s and a win in his last 3 races here. Will Byron has led races here, and he led laps here last year. He's been pretty solid here. Even Alex Bowman has 2 top 5s in his last 3 races here. This is not Kyle Larson's best track, so I don't think we have to really worry about him. And I don't know. I'm still don't know what to think about Chase Elliott in general. I thought he was going to be better last week than he was. I haven't been impressed with his start, even though technically, I guess the numbers say he's running better than I think he is. But yeah, I do worry about like Ross Chastain and Byron a lot. I have I know what you're saying about the new package, and that kind of changes everything. So you can't really look at exactly what they've done in the past. But like you said, the driver means as much here as it does in any other format in NASCAR. So I don't know. They worry me for sure.
I think Chastain's a good example. Because if you look at the trucks, like he's not in great equipment in the trucks, and his racing ability here hasn't been able to get him to the winner's circle,
Right.
Because the truck lacks the speed. To a point, the driver can only do so much if you don't have the speed.
That's true. That's true. So you think that basically they're going to need a little time in this package, Chevy, to get right, which probably gives us a little bit of an edge on Toyota and Ford early in the year, is basically where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, it might not show up here as much as what it did at Phoenix, and probably as much as what it does next week in Richmond.
Yeah. I'll buy that. All right. Anything else before we start looking at the outrights?
No, I don't think so. I'm ready.
Now, Cup did not. I've been on the show all day, but correct me. Cup did not practice yet, right?
No,
It was just
in the morning.
Yeah, they practice in the morning. Okay, so Tyler Reddick, your odds-on favorite, deservedly so. The kid's a beast on road courses. He's in phenomenal equipment, and he was 6-1 earlier in the week. You got him at 6-1. I got him at 5-1. We got him in a couple parlays. Obviously, it's impossible to be at a road course in 2023 or 2024 and not have a Tyler Reddick ticket in your pocket, right? You would agree with that? Like he is the class of the field right now since Elliott. And I don't know what to think about him. And I guess you can't count SVG out now, right? Because he's a road course ringer. But yeah, Reddick deserves to be your odds-on favorite.
Yeah, I think so. I probably wouldn't have bet him at 6-1 if this was another road course. This one appears to be his best so far in this short tenure in this new car. The other ones, he's been very solid at, contended for wins, had solid finishes, unless he's blown up or something like that.
Right.
But, definitely. Last year he had an unbelievable car. But, I don't know how much you can take in the last year because, it's changed now. Different format. Last year was cautionless at the stages. now we're going back to having cautions at the stages. So it all comes down to, if you want to win, you've got to, pit at the right time and, maximize the minimal amount of pit stops that you can and hope that you don't get caught with a caution or something like that to lose track position.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with all that. Your second choice, Chase Elliott, 7.5 to 1 right now at Bet 365. Am I out of my mind for saying that he, as crazy as this sounds, might be the most overpriced driver in the field this week? Like, I 4 years ago, we're betting him on a road course at 2 to 1. Fast forward 4 years, and I mean, he shouldn't be 7.5 to 1 and your second choice. I understand you have to have an immense amount of respect for him and for what he has done on road courses, but I don't know, Coop. Like he seems really overpriced this week, especially if we think Chevy's not going to have it.
I mean, just looking down here real quick, I would probably have to say that either him or SVG are the most overpriced this week. I don't think it's like glaring overpriced like we've seen like with Gibbs last week where, he went down to like 10, 12, 11, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
But, or Kozlowski in the weeks prior, when he was, down in the 10, 11, 12 range. But I wouldn't disagree. I think you can make cases where William Byron and Ross Chastain both deserve to be an equal amount of price to them or better.
I agree. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, so I can't look at Elliott at 7.5. After him, Gisbergen 10 to 1. Him, I think you're right. Like, considering what is this, like the second road course in the NASCAR Cup Series that he's ever been in, or third?
Yeah,
Like,
it's very limited.
yeah, I mean, I guess you have to respect what the type of driver that he is, but I have a hard time getting to him at 10 to 1 pre practice and qualifying.
I think it comes down with Trackhouse, like who has that chassis that's won the races.
Right.
Because Ross had it prior, and then Van Gisbergen had it at Chicago. Like, who's going to have it this time?
Yeah. Who do you think?
I have no idea.
But like, wouldn't they give the best car to the guy that's got the best chance to win them a championship? Like, wouldn't it go to Chastain?
Well, you would think, but I mean, Suarez had it before, so
yeah, yeah, fair.
I have no idea.
After him, Willie B and Chris Bell are 10 to 1. Am I running to the fucking window to bet Will Byron at 10 to 1? No. But if he's 10 to 1 and Elliott is 7.5 to 1, there's probably a little bit of value on Byron. You could probably find a better number if you shop around. I'm not betting Will Byron pre-practice and qualifying. Coop's not doing it either. But he's one of those Chevys that you have to keep an eye on for sure.
I think you could make a case that Will Byron's overpriced. Because if you take away his Daytona win, he's struggled. Hasn't had good finishes, had some issues here, had some issues there.
You're talking in general on the year?
Yeah. Hasn't been, anything dominant by any means.
Yeah, that's fair. Not yet. Not like we saw at this point last year. Yeah, I agree with that. Chris Bell, another guy that's 10 to 1. I bet Chris Bell. I have a ticket in my pocket. Where are you at on Chris Bell this week?
I think he's probably the third best Toyota. I think he's going to need some help to win. I wouldn't say he's like a, I don't know. I wouldn't say he's a great road course driver. I'd say he's solid. You know what I mean? Uh, I think Byron has had better, victories slash speed on road courses than what Bell has had. I think he's going to need some help to win. I think one thing that could help him win is if Chevy really does not have speed, and Toyota does.
Right.
And, he could end up being there. You get an accident here or accident there from Reddick, Gibbs, Hamlin, whatever. But I don't know. I can't bet him at 10-1. I think Ross Chastain deserves to have better odds than him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Chastain could. I just don't know what to make. Like, if they struggle in that new package, then his odds should be 25-1, not 10-1. So, like, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to see from them. That's the big question mark this week for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I mean, yeah, I get it. If he looks anything like he has here, 12-1 is a bargain for sure. After him, Kyle Larson 12-1, Ty Gibbs 12-1. If you're betting one of these guys at 12-1 this week, it's not Kyle Larson. Ty Gibbs has been fucking phenomenal this year. Like, I don't know if it's just the fact that he's maturing and he's letting the race come to him instead of forcing it. But yeah, the kid has been in the mix. It feels like every week this year. So and we know how good of a road course driver he is. So it's hard not to like Ty Gibbs. Kyle Larson is a pass for me. Where are you at?
I mean, I'm not going to bet Kyle Larson, but I think people have been a little harsh on him this week. Really saying he's not good here. He got spun out early last year. Didn't have 100% car. So, maybe, that had something to do with why he didn't run great last year. But, it's still Kyle Larson. And, like I said, I'm not going to bet him at 12-1, but I bet you Diego bets him at 12-1.
Yeg? I don't know, man. I mean, like, his average finish the last 4 races here is 16th. That's not.
Well,
That's
we only had 3 races here.
Okay. Well, then the last 3 races here since
Right.
February.
And one of them was in water, in the rain, and another one, he got wrecked early. So, has he really had a true representation? Like I said, I'm not going to bet him, but I think people are harsher on him than what he deserves to be.
Yeah, his best finish was 2nd place here,
and that's probably the race that wasn't in rain or when he wasn't spun.
He's led 4 laps. Yeah, you could be right. I mean, I would assume that would be the race, right?
I would think so. He could have finished second in the rain race. I have no idea.
Yeah, he finished 14th last year, 29th the year before that, and then he started second and finished second.
Yeah, then that was in the rain.
In 2021. Yeah, so I mean, he's a wait and see. If Chevy has speed, they have speed. All right. Oh, Marty next. Marty Dinger, 14-1. Where you at on Marty this week?
I put him right behind Bell, maybe. Marty has really done well on good select road courses. This not being one of them. Sonoma is being one of them. So I'll wait and see. I think, again, if Chevy has issues, it's a good thing for Marty because that should help him get a better finish.
Yeah, I mean, ordinarily, I agree with what you said in terms of like Chevy being bad bumps him up the rank. As far as Allmendinger, like you would say that Kaulig hasn't looked great this year, right? To start
No,
the
they
year.
haven't looked great at all. And I mean, he's not even running the main car or the second car. He's running, the third car.
Right. So I mean, at 14-1, that's basically a price on reputation, right? Not realistic shot to win the race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. I'm with you there. KB 16-1. Man, like I feel like if we're fearing a Chevy, it's not going to be him. I don't. I like. Has RCR been good here on road courses?
I mean, he has some good finishes here, but a lot of it has to do with his pit strategy.
He's got one top five in his last three here, but like what? Just to take a look at Austin Dillon and what they've done. He's got one top 10 in three races in this new car here. But like you said, it's a new package. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a pass on KB until he's undeniable during the race.
Mm-hmm.
All right, McDowell 16-1. We bet our guy Mikey at like 25ish. We're looking good there. Suarez, another guy at 20-1.
I mean,
Like,
I think if I'm looking at this, he probably presents the most value.
if he
Um,
has the chassis,
yeah, I mean, you could make a point like he should be priced where it with Truex and Dinger.
yeah, I'll buy that. Probably a little value there. He's been very good here. Denny Hamlin 20-1, Alex Bowman 20-1, Chris Buescher 22-1. We talked about Buescher. We like him. Denny at 20 and Bowman at 20. I mean, Bowman's been solid here. He's like low key, not bad, not that bad. On he shows up late in some of these races.
Small
Where?
sample size. No way I'm touching Alex Bowman.
What about Denny?
Denny's going to be very fast. Since last year when they took Tyler Reddick's package, he's been very fast. Unfortunately, what he's done with it in the race hasn't equated to the finishes that it deserves to be as fast as the car was.
So, like, what are you saying? Are you saying that you think he's going to have the speed but not the skill to get there?
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Denny Hamlin wins the pole tomorrow.
And just gets past because he is not an elite road course driver?
Not necessarily. I mean, like if you go back to Sonoma, he led like 30 some laps before he decided to hit the wall or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he won the pole at Chicago, but then the rain came, and he was scared of the rain and just fell back right away. I just know he's going to be fast. It's just a matter of how it translates to him, and like, is he like good enough to win this race? Probably. Like he's not a horrible road course driver. He's not like an elite road course driver, but I think it's one of those things where it could be the opposite of what we said, where a good driver can overcome speed. Well, a lot of speed can help overcome a bad driver.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. It'll be interesting. Like we're high on Toyota, obviously, and a couple other cars. So I see a world where we have to get on him live because he just happens to be the Toyota.
Like if you're going to bet Denny Hamlin, you need to bet him now, because I'll guarantee you that number is not going to be 20-1. He's going to qualify well.
Do you have interest in him at 20-1?
No.
Fucking Coop. All right. After Denny, Austin Cindric. Let's talk about Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric has led.
I just want to start this conversation.
Okay.
All week, all I heard about, and while you're doing this, look at Austin Cindric's finishes here.
Bro, I'm already up on. I could tell you everything you need to know about Austin Cindric.
All week, all I've heard is Alex Bowman, Alex Bowman, Alex Bowman, Alex Bowman, Alex Bowman, Alex Bowman. Like Austin Cindric's numbers are right behind Alex Bowman.
Austin Cindric has led laps in every race at COTA in the next gen car. He has started in the second row 2 out of 3 races, and he is a very, very good road course driver. We know that from other series. So yeah, at 25-1, if I'm looking at the board right now, right, and you're looking at like value in the 25-1 and behind range, I think he's probably got the most value. Maybe you can make an argument like for Briscoe isn't bad on road courses sometimes, like 40-1 his number, but like I kind of think at 25-1 that like if Ford shows up, he could be a factor for sure.
Can somebody find me a Austin Cindric versus Alex Bowman head to head, because I want to bet Cindric.
I mean, we could look.
Let them do it. But the other thing that, like, so Cindric has been good here. His teammates Logano and Blaney haven't. Logano and Blaney aren't known for road courses like Cindric. So we all know that Michael McDowell is now tier 1, sharing information with Penske. All right, or Penske is sharing information with him. You darn well know that they didn't get into this agreement without saying, well, we want your information on the road courses, because McDowell has been really good on the road courses. I mean, he won Indy last year. So does that help Cindric, though?
Oh, we got it. Cindric even money head-to-head against Bowman on DK.
All right, well, I'll bet that. What do you think? Like, everybody's blowing Bowman, but like,
I think you have to take Austin Cindric seriously. I think he could run just as well as Alex Bowman tomorrow.
Like, if I asked you, like, who's the better road course driver?
I would say Austin Cindric 1,000,000%.
Because this is the only track.
What he did on road courses in Xfinity was really impressive.
Right. Now, you know, he hasn't been nearly as good, obviously, in Cup.
Sure.
But he's had some really good finishes.
Yeah, and he's led laps in every one of these races. Now, it could be because of pit strategy. Like, I do remember one race where, like, he stayed out and he ended up getting passed by Tyler Reddick, but he ended up had a great finishing position. Like, yeah, that could come into play for sure. But, yeah, I mean, skill for skill, I would take him over Bowman on a road course.
Milo says it's 112 on FanDuel.
What do you think about his realistic chances to win the race?
I mean, from a Ford perspective, like, I would put him behind McDowell and Buescher, but I wouldn't put him, like, really far behind him. Like, would I be shocked? No. If he was the best Ford. Would I be shocked if he was contending for the win? No. It's not like he's had a slow car here. And like I said, he's good. He's better than Bowman on the roads.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say what I want to say right now because I'm going to wait until Patreon. But I got a fucking angle that I absolutely love in this race this week. Absolutely love. I'm going to leave it at that. We'll continue. After after Austin Cindric, is there any? Oh, Joe, we could talk about Joey. Joey and
So
Ryan.
hold on. Should I not bet my Cindric?
No, not yet. Wait until wait.
Okay.
So okay, like Penske's bunched together, but the difference is Austin Cindric's 25-1, and Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano are 40-1. Any thoughts on Joey and Ryan Blaney this week?
I mean, I think they should be better. I think top 10 maybe. I'm not running out to bet that by any means whatsoever. But I don't see him being a contender to win.
Chase Briscoe also 40-1. He has gotten the job done for us a little bit on road courses, so I just wanted to touch on him. Where you at?
I think he's been better here than some of the other ones. I would bet him before Blaney and Logano.
I agree.
I feel I would take Briscoe over Bowman too.
I would too. I'm with you. The Kobayashi ringer, where you at on him?
Well, you look at what these road course nerds have done here. They've been pretty good, at least putting down laps. My concern with him is like what happens when they have to make pit stops, and what happens when he is in the car and it might start rattling, and he's not used to it and things like that. And most importantly, what's happening is when they're starting to beat and bang, because that's not the type of driving, that SVG deals with. That's not the type of driving that Kobayashi, deals with. So that's my concern there. Word is that, he's put down faster laps than Reddick on simulator.
Really?
So, yeah. Yep.
He's in what, a Trackhouse car?
No.
What is he in?
23 XI.
Oh, fuck off. Really?
Yeah.
Well, what are we going to do about this fucking guy, Coop?
I don't know. We'll have to think about it.
I did not expect to hear that. All right. Last guy that I want to bring up, just because we expect Chris Buescher to be very good, Brad Keselowski's 100-1. Like, what is it about him in road courses? He just never has it, huh?
Man, I got excited there for a minute. And then when the words Keselowski came out, man, oh my God, it went away. I don't know. He just hasn't been able to do it.
You're going to say John Hunter at 250-1?
No.
Who? Not my guy. Not my guy. Not Carson. Not Corey LaJoie?
No, man. Look, listen. How about the guy in between the two guys that you've mentioned already?
I'm at a fucking loss.
Todd Gilliland.
Oh, Todd Gilliland. Okay.
Good road course driver. Teammates of Michael McDowell, who's been fast. I'm not going to go out and bet him 100-1.
Right.
All right. But I think he could be sneaky.
Okay. Todd G, huh? Normally, I don't plan on hearing his name until like we're at a super speedway trying to catch a price. I did not expect to hear Todd G today.
I mean, I don't think he's as good on the road courses as what he is on the super speedway.
Okay.
But he's a lot better than freaking Brett Keselowski and Carson Hocevar, who you mentioned.
Yeah. All right. So
and that other name he popped up, he might be popping back up later.
Nemechek?
Yeah.
250. He's good on road courses, man. He's not bad.
I mean, in Xfinity, he was solid.
Yeah, he wasn't Ty Gibbs or Cindric in Xfinity, but he was good.
Mhm.
He was good. Yeah, all right. That's it, boys. That's the outright market. You guys know what we're looking at. Couple Fords, some Toyotas, and then it's going to be a wait and see on how strong Chevy really is and if we're going to have to get on them at some point during the race. But pre-practice and qualifying, Coop, you feel good about saying we're not going to be on any Chevy?
I mean, if I'm going to be on a Chevy, it'll end up being Chastain or Suarez.
Trackhouse worries me more than HMS, so I don't really disagree with you there. But I still kind of feel like it's like a wait and see. I don't know how where did they qualify? We'll talk about it on Patreon. All right, we're out of here, boys. In 5 minutes, we'll be live on Patreon. We're going to break down every betting market, try to lock in on these 3 races, and make some money this weekend. For Coop, Keg, we'll see you in 5 minutes. Later.